guys, I'm currently getting ready to go to the OB. I have to drop Mila off at Gino's mom's house because, you know, I can't bring her there with me. Last time that I brought her there, she was just a little too unhappy because it was just, I don't know why. I have an appointment with them and every single time it just takes forever. Does anyone else notice that with their OB? Come on, baby. We gotta put your shoes on. Mama, I'm fine, don't worry. Hey, let's put your bow on. Mila. I just made her a quick peanut butter sandwich. Yeah. Do you like that? Sometimes that's the only way I can get her to eat is if she's just walking around with whatever she eats. Oh my god, I am so nervous. I have just no idea what I'm gonna see at this ultrasound. What do you think we're gonna see, huh? Oh, I'm just waiting for her to finish eating before we go, right? Want to share your sandwich with everyone? In the car. So I dropped Mila off and now I'm actually waiting. I'm not actually at my OB's office just yet. I actually made an eyebrow appointment before. I haven't gotten my eyebrows done in probably like, I think a month. I actually cannot remember the last time I got them waxed, but I'm like, you know what? Might as well take advantage while she's already getting watched to go get my eyebrows done. I'm actually like a half hour early, so I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? It's so weird. Once you have a baby and it's like, when they're not around, it's like, it just feels so weird. My eyebrows came out so good. I usually notice that happens. Well, it's probably because I'm so used to them like looking so hairy and bushy, and then like obviously they always look amazing after you get your eyebrows done. But I usually go to European Wax Center and they're always like, any person that you usually get is always like really good at doing my eyebrows, so that's why like it's worth it to me. In the past I actually have had my eyebrows like basically ripped off, like when I used to go to like to the nail salons. I just definitely noticed there's a difference. I still have more time to kill, so I'm just at I ran all the way to Target. I don't know, I'm just gonna walk around, maybe get some Starbucks. I actually have like 45 minutes to kill before the ultrasound. I didn't end up getting anything from Target. I almost did, but I was like, no, do I really need this? I feel like everyone goes through that. But I did end up getting just Starbucks instead. Got a matcha latte, but I got about like 10 more minutes before I go in. I'll just update you once I get out with my results and everything like that. So I'm home now, and as far as my ultrasound went, I would say it wasn't terrible, but definitely wasn't great. Start off with the good news. I do have lining. On cycle day 12, it's almost at 12 millimeters, which is thick. That's like a really good number. My last IUI on cycle day 14, my lining was only at an 8, so my lining is already pretty much, I don't want to say like almost doubled, but if I were to wait like another 2 more days, it probably would be way thicker, so that's a really good sign. In the past, I wasn't even making any estrogen, so therefore I wasn't even making any lining. Now, that's like another hurdle that at least we're getting through. On the bad news part, no follicles, no dominant follicles, which I kind of expected. You know, that's my issue here. I don't ovulate properly. You know, that's probably all part of the reason why, between in the past not making estrogen and obviously not ovulating, is why I probably never got my period back postpartum. It looks like the first half of my cycle is somewhat getting a little bit better, but the second half, like where I'm obviously, if I'm not ovulating properly, I'm not going to get good levels of progesterone or any levels of progesterone at all. I have pictures of my ultrasound from today. So the top is of just my uterus showing my lining, and then the 2 bottom are my right and left ovary. Kind of hard to like tell what you're looking at, but you can kind of see those black dots right there are actually, those are follicles. So that's my right ovary and that's my left. For whatever reason, my right ovary just produces way better, but you can see there's two kind of bigger follicles, but they're not dominant. If I were to take a guess, because she didn't actually measure them, they look like they're probably only 10 millimeters. A dominant follicle is anywhere from 18 to 20 millimeters, so it's not even anywhere close to where it should be. I'm on Mila! Those are my older ultrasound pictures that I'm going to show in a second. Now I forgot what I was saying. Thanks, Stinky. I think what I was saying, these are probably like 10 millimeters, and again, she didn't measure them. And so like right here, see like that like white blur, that's your lining. So that's, my lining is actually pretty thick. And everything was in centimeters, and I'm used to it in millimeters with the fertility clinic. So I actually had to like go on Google and see what that meant. So it's almost at a 12 on cycle day 12. So that's like really good. That's good news. Now, if you want to see my previous ultrasound pictures, what a dominant follicle should look like, you see how it's like a gigantic black circle. So that's a dominant follicle. That was, I believe, 18 millimeters with this one. And that was like the day before, like 2 days before. And then that was like at the time, the other ovary that just didn't really, never got a dominant follicle on it. But you can kind of see, like, it kind of looks like, and when I look back in my paperwork, it looks like those are like 10 millimeters. I don't know, maybe something will happen in like 5 days. I don't know. I'm still going to continue to, obviously, we're still going to try, and we're still going to, I'm going to still keep taking my ovulation tests. I have these, so I'm still going to keep taking them. I actually have like 20 of these, so I don't know. By next week I'll like stop if I don't see anything. But yeah, that's just what, you know, and like those are not dominant right there, and that's, you get the point though, what I'm saying. I mean, this is honestly a clearer picture, but you know, there's nothing really. I mean, there's something. Do I know if anything it'll turn into anything? I have absolutely no idea. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. You know, good and bad news. I'm producing estrogen, so I'm making lining, which is good. So in the case if I have to take progesterone in like 10 days or so from now, I will have a bleed. But I'm also at the same time, it's like I'm trying really hard not to just control right now, because I really want to in like, you know, 10 days or so just take the progesterone, just so I know I'll have a bleed. Your lining will eventually shed. It's called breakthrough bleeding. You know, eventually it just does have to come out, but that's where irregular periods come from. And if you experience irregular periods, that's kind of what it is if you're not ovulating. That's why, you know, your period may show up every like 2 to 3 months, because eventually your lining does have to come out. And while someone is regular, you know, comes every 20 to 30 whatever days, that means they are ovulating, your body's signaling the progesterone. And yeah, it's just really, I could like, I should be a doctor at this point. I could literally just go on so much and explain how the female body works, but I don't want to confuse anyone, because if you're not really familiar with how it works, then you're going to probably be really confused on what I'm saying. Or if you're going through fertility, you're going to understand exactly what I'm saying. I'm just going to try really hard the next few days to think over, I guess, what I should do. If I should order in some progesterone or just completely wait it out, see exactly what my body does, just so I know, you know, what would happen. I also have the Prove tests. It's actually progesterone strips, so I'll probably test in like, I don't know, I'm going to give it like 10 days, 10 to 12 more days to take a test to see if I see anything, or maybe I'll get some blood work. But that's where I'm at today. I really was hoping to see something, but you know, again, this is the first time my body is off of all medications, and before this I didn't even produce lining. At least this time I produced some lining. I also don't know if there's a chance that any of those follicles will become dominant within the next week. Follicles grow about 2 millimeters per day, so I hope this helped you in some way, or maybe you just like watching my channel. I don't know. don't know what to take from today, but you know, I'll keep everyone posted. And maybe I'll take another video of taking more ovulation tests with my digital ovulation kit. I don't know. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video.